you remember Tumblr? And he was like, yeah, I used to run a blog on Tumblr. I was like, huh? Hey, I'm about to tell you about my latest date and how we went. But first, let's get into this nail check. This is my latest set of nails, like, and she really ate down. Sorry to use TikTok language, but look. I sent her inspo because I really wanted this eye with the grass around it. She made that. We came up with the pierced nail at the effing nail appointment. And I'm just really happy with this set. Like, it's so creative. It's so fun. Oh yeah, my necklace. Crafter Day on Instagram. I really love this necklace because, first of all, I love gold toned jewelry. And it has like this little lacy effect that I really enjoy. But I like to use it as a statement piece. So I really been loving wearing this lately, but I kind of only wear it for when I'm going out or a special occasion. I don't really wear it day to day. I usually wear it when I'm going out. So let's get into this date. First of all, I haven't been actively dating for the past several years because first of all, I didn't put it as a high priority, and I already had somebody that I was like interested in, but it was just so, it was undefined, right? So yeah, I was doing that for a couple years, so I wasn't really prioritizing dating. Like, I would have went on a date if it presented itself, but I wasn't actively seeking it out, right? Because my mind was already on this other situation that was going on, right? So lately I've been like, I don't need to date. I need to focus on like my career, like my art. Like, I need to get this loft that I've been wanting for so long since I was a child. Like, I need to get some of this stuff situated. But talking with friends, I realized that you can't compartmentalize. Put your life in compartments, child. I don't know. I hate some words that I don't. That's a little more difficult for me to say because I really want to say that word, but it just don't flow out easily, you know? You can't try to separate different aspects of your life. Wait till this one is filled up before you go on this side. Like, just let it be a balance. So with that being said, I'm like, okay, I want to go on some dates because I want a boyfriend for the summer. Like, I really don't care for it to be something so like intensely serious because like I'm still young. I'm still in my 20s, so I want to have experiences with different people. I'm not trying to date somebody right now to get married to them, right? Because first of all, marriage don't sound appetizing to me at this stage of my life right now. Just because how society has historically programmed us to think what is a good wife, what are the duties of a wife, what are a wife supposed to do. It's a lot, right? It's a lot. And you don't have to let that be the truth for yourself, but for me, I don't think that I'm grown enough to divorce myself from internally taking on the role of like, oh, this is what a good wife does. Like, I can say that I'm progressive all day, but when I'm like, oh, wife is serious, you gotta do this, this, and that to make your marriage work, I'm not trying to think about that. So I would really love to have the experience of being a young adult or an adult on my own without the, not necessarily burden, but responsibility of such a serious relationship type, which is for me marriage. The F. People want to get married this, married that. Not I. And I don't plan on changing my last name because I'm building my name. Tierra Unique Francois. That's the name for the history books. I can't be changing that for a man. Anyway, I'm trying to date, right? I'm trying to get a boyfriend from the summer, like I just said. Like, if it don't last past that, I'm like, it's cool. We could last until a little bit of fall, because there's a lot of cute fall dates you can do. Here's the reason for me even wanting a romantic partner to begin with, besides having somebody to kiss, right? I like how I am in, I guess you could say, romantic interactions. There's a very flirty, playful side that presents itself. That kinda, it happens mostly, that side of myself comes out mostly when there's a romantic person for me to engage with. And I only realized this recently when I was like chatting with people. First of all, I downloaded Hinge. I've downloaded Hinge a couple months ago, then deleted it because I'm like, okay, none of these people on here are interesting to me. I'm so sorry, I have to delete. But then I'm like, my little sister, she be getting Hinge dates, and I'm like, oh, your dates are so fun and cool, and I want to go on some dates, so I re-downloaded it, and girl, there's so many left, right, left. I'm like, I don't know if these people look so interesting to me, but also I present, which I like, more alternative than just like, not to say regular pretty, but conventionally like just attractive. Not to say I'm not conventionally attractive, but some of the aesthetic choices that I make, I'm very much online, right? So I love the people who are on my similar vibe, piercings, dyed hair, whatever type of style. But when you're in real life, you realize that, oh, it might not be a lot of people who are like aware of this type of style. Which the ones who are aware, obviously you're cool, but if you're not, you're kind of a normie, which I don't know. Normal people can be a little plain. So I'm on the apps, scrolling. I'm like, none of these people are this interesting to me. I don't know. And I'm scrolling. This boy is okay. How do I want to start this? First of all, I get on the app. My profile is very cute and fun. Although I have my, what I want to say, I have my identity set to queer. I don't have it open to girls because I'm like, I kind of specifically want a boyfriend for the summer, which maybe that's internalized homophobia, because I feel like if you consider yourself queer but you don't want to date a girl seriously, then you kind of have some internalized stuff that you need to address, but that's neither here nor there. So I got my profile, very cute, very stylish. The prompts are very, I don't know if this is a very particular type of boy is gonna respond to like some of these prompts. Like I have, which is worth splurging on, and then I have the different options: a honey lavender chai latte, the vintage single stitch Earth Day t-shirt, and Barreto Mojave Ghost. That's just a nice little perfume cologne. Like, is the average person gonna really care? Average boy, is the average boy gonna really? And I guess I'm not really going for average. I'm going for the type of person that I want to interact with. So that's why I was like, I'm kind of have to, let me be a little bit more specific, because the person I like is going to know like how to vibe with this. And I think that's my issue. Like social, like, okay, dating apps. I don't have a lot of experience with dating apps, and after having my first date off of it, I was like, maybe I just won't, I'll just delete all of them for permanent. I had an issue, like, I don't know how to respond to these effing prompts. Like, I don't get this. Like, what am I supposed to say? As I'm responding to them, like, okay, let me just be, how can I be fun? Like, be specific though. So then the people who, okay, the thing with dating apps, you have a large amount of people that you're swiping on, right? That you're matching with or not matching with, right? The issue is, it's such a large amount of people. That's not really a natural way to meet and interact with people, because if you're meeting somebody in real life, you're not gonna look at everybody and, oh yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no. You're not looking at people like that. You might look at somebody, oh, like, oh, he's attractive, I like his style, but you're not gonna swipe on him thinking, okay, we're gonna match, because that's not really a natural way to interact with people. Not to say it's kind of like selling yourself, but it's such a interesting way that we've shifted how dating works, you know? It's not really natural. But anyways, I feel like being more specific on your profile probably is the best, because you're going to attract the persons that it resonates with. So it's not necessarily about how many matches you can get, but more so who is aligning with you through like your profile. And also, is it that serious? I don't know, but I take everything so serious, so that's my issue. So I hype myself up by blasting various Young Thug songs in the car, starting with Daddy's Birthday, because I really do appreciate Young Thug as an artist, and I really listen to his music very often. Would you be able to tell that by how I look? I don't know. Maybe you just assume I listen to Willow or SZA. But also, I like Young Thug too, so I put that on there. I put I want a boyfriend for the summer season, may the best boy win, blah blah blah. These boys aren't really competitive enough for me, so said that to say, I put a little fit pic on there, right? Very cute. Can't really see it because it's blurry, camera not wanting to focus, but that's my little fit pic, showing more of my style, showing that I be outside a little bit. I said what I ordered for the table: karage and watermelon hot sake. So you know, I'm a little cultured. I don't do juice. I don't just do Moscato. I do rice wine, I guess. I mean, I love Moscato, but you know, I have a variety of stuff that I enjoy. I'm like, oh, my profile is very cute. But the people on here, I'm like, I don't know if you really match what I'm trying to do, which I said, boyfriend from the summer, but get this. Match with somebody, and I'm like, at this point, I'm just trying to see who's halfway, like, who's like decent, like who's decently attractive, because I'm like, oh my, so much stuff on here that I'm not interested in at all. So I matched with this guy, and he's 28, so he's a year older than me. And I'm like, his profile is giving us a little like I'll say dorky or like geeky or like nerdy or like that type of vibe. But I'm like, you know, boys sometimes they don't know how to take good pictures, so that's what I'm relying on. I'm like, well, boys don't really know how to take good pictures, and I was like, if we could chat good, then let's see. So I message him on the app, and we go back and forth. He's asking me like a lot of questions, like he's very interested, very engaged. I'm like, oh, that's one thing that I noticed about the people on the app, at least boys specifically. They don't care to ask you that many questions. Like, I'm a conversationalist. Like, I like to go back and forth, but I'm also a person that's I ask people like a lot of questions just in conversation, especially when we're first meeting you. I ask you about this. Oh, how did that go? Wow, what made you interested in doing that? Like, what drew you to that? Like, I'm throwing the questions at you. And as I'm noticing, some of these boys will let you ask a question, they'll answer it and leave it there. And I'm like, am I supposed to just keep asking you questions? You don't want to know nothing about me? This is a red flag. Don't know if I want more of this. So with this person, he was asking me questions like very engaged. I'm like, oh, he's extremely interested, which you should be, because look at me. But so I'm like, and also he decided to plan a date very quickly. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because there was some people I was chatting with, but it was kind of dragging. It's like, are we never gonna meet? Are we never gonna do anything past chatting on this effing thing? So he was like, how's your schedule looking this week? And I was like, well, every Thursday. He was like, okay, good, let's meet then. I'm like, oh, okay. Green flag, he's trying to do a date. Kind of like, he's not wasting time. I'm like, okay, green flag. And then we chat, and he was like, you like sushi, so we're gonna do sushi, sake, and what's the drink that you like? And I'm like, he was like, what's your drink of choice? I'm like, I like a Mexican mule, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, perfect, we'll get that too. And I'm like, okay, he doing what I want to do. I love that. So I'm thinking about my outfit. I'm like, I haven't been on a date in a while. I really want a nice, cute outfit. Make sure my hair is freshly cut. I'm layering perfumes and fragrances, so I'm just like, I'm so excited to go on a date. Yay! Day come, it's rainy, so I'm like, oh, I have to change my outfit around. Like, I'm really thinking about my outfit, thinking about my hair, thinking about the jewelry, like all of this. I'm thinking hard. And he talking about one thing. I kind of was like, when I was texting him, it was giving like serious. It was getting a little serious. And I like a very playful, like I said, I love to banter, I love to talk, so I like when it's playful and fun, right? And when he was texting, I'm like, this is getting a bit serious. He says he's in finance. I'm like, oh, he got money. Like, oh, he has his career like set in motion. Like he's like on track with life. So we talk, he asked me about my art, blah blah blah. Like, I'll show you in person. First of all, we should have FaceTimed. We should have had a conversation on the phone. We were just texting, which I don't know for the future, if I ever meet somebody else off the app, FaceTime them first. Like, get on the phone with them first. Because sometimes when I have like an ick or I have like a turn off, it's very strong where I don't be romantically attracted to people often. I can find you attractive, but that doesn't have to progress really unless I have an emotional connection, right? Day come, I put my fit on. It's like a mesh top. The back is like laced up, and I have on like these platform sandals, fresh cut. I have layered like cologne, perfume, body oil. Like, I'm smelling good, got body glitter. Like, I'm looking good, right? And also sushi. I'm like, oh, he's not cheapening out on the first date. This is a good sign. It's another green flag. First green flag is we get into the day pretty quick. Second green flag, oh, we're doing sushi? He's not being cheap. Yeah. he's taking it serious. I get there, I'm in a parking garage. I call him like, oh, I'm here, like, are you close? His voice wasn't very attractive to me. Like how I said, he was like kind of dorky, like nerdy vibe. I thought if anything it would be neutral, because a voice is something that you don't have to like or dislike. It can just be like a neutral thing. It could be like, it's not a detail that you really think about, right? This mother F was like, yeah, I'm not too far, but you could just park in the parking garage, that's fine, like I'll be right there. And I'm like, I was like, I don't really like his voice. I'm not attracted to his voice very much. I'm like, well, girl, like, it's just a voice, like, relax. Like, relax, girl. I'm like, oh, he don't sound fun. He walked up to my car, I look up and I'm immediately disappointed. I'm just like, we don't match. When I say we don't match, first of all, the vibes don't match, which I could kind of count on that because his style on his profile wasn't very strong. But I was assuming he'll put on like a simple like button up, maybe like a slack type of pants, like not like you're going to like work, like business, but something that's like a cute date night. He walked up to my car and I'm like, ugh. He walked up to my car, he got on like this t-shirt that's like, it's like just a basic tee with like a city on the front. I'm like, a t-shirt could be cool for that. You could pull it off if it was like a crisp white tee, something that's like thick, heavy knit, like something that's iron. Like this shirt is like you just put it on. Okay. The pants were like, I want to say joggers sound so bad because I'm like, were those joggers or were they just the shape of joggers? It was like a dark olive green or like a navy, but they were like that khaki like type of material, like joggers, not cargo, but like a joggers type of pants, and like Yeezy runners. So no watch, no rings, no gold chain, no earrings, no nose piercing, no drip, in my opinion, at all. And I'm like, oh, I was thinking, you know, fancy for a first date because we getting sushi and stuff, and you pull up wearing this, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I get in my car and I'm like, hey. He's like, hey. And I feel like he probably said, oh, he looks beautiful, you look so, I just want to say you look great, by the way. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And he was like, well, the sushi's right up here, like look, it's a couple streets down, like I want us to walk to it because I want to show you off, like I just want to show you off and I just want to walk towards it. And I'm like, right. So we start walking. I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna get better, but I don't want to count him out because it's still early, because I'm like, well, at least give him a chance, you're already here. But in my mind I'm like, girl, this is not finna really, I don't know if this is gonna progress too far. So we're walking down the street, just chit chat. Oh, I like to go walking around here. Oh, really? Oh, I live right over there. Oh, really? Blah, 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 blah. First of all, I don't like when people be touching all of me like that. I don't know you. I don't know you. Especially, I don't like when men touch me like that because I don't know you. And men are always trying to progress something. That's what I don't like. So this guy, I don't know if he was trying to be assertive or like a gentleman or something. He gonna grab my waist and then to move me. And I'm like, first of all, I feel his hands on my waist. I'm like, oh. I'm like, why he grabbing my waist? And then he moved me to the side. I was like, oh, he was trying to move me. And I was like, I guess he was trying to move me on the right side of the street. Like, you know how boys be trying to like put you on the inside to like be a gentleman. This mother effer gonna put me on the wrong side. You gonna touch my waist, move me to put me where the cars are coming? The F? Or like, do you know why people move the other person? To protect them. You put me in the way of traffic. So that happened. I'm just like, okay. We keep walking. Get to the sushi restaurant. He's opening the doors, like, again, like trying to be a gentleman, but he's kind of a little clunky with it, like, and not to judge a person's every like waking movement, but like he's like opening the door and I'm trying to wait to let him open the other door, and he's kind of like kind of clumsily doing it, and I'm like, he's just not smooth, right? So we get to the front. The hostess is asking us, okay, how many, like table for two? And they were like, do you want a tall table or a short table? So there's a moment of silence and I'm looking at him like, is he gonna like pick one? Is he gonna ask me which one that I want to do? And he's just like, I'm like, oh, so he's not really assertive, I see. And I'm like, well, we could do a short table, that's fine. They lead us to the short table, and I'm like, if you want to be a gentleman, I'm trying to see what, like, how far this go, like, because boys sometimes they want to sit in the seat to be able to watch the restaurant, see the door, all that type of stuff, to just know what's going on. I'm walking up, he doesn't pick notes. I was like, I'll sit in the booth because I want to sit on the booth side. I do that, and I'm like, okay, he's not too particular about seeing a whole restaurant and keeping his head on the swivel. He not that type of guy. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if I really like that. So as you see, all these things are stacking up for things that I'm not really too like excited about. So we sit there, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm not really vibing with this. I'm like, girl, you already here, just have fun, just like do it relaxed and just be relaxed about it, right? I asked him, what were you up to today? Because he asked me, and I'm like, oh, I was doing art stuff, social media stuff. I was like, what were you up to today? And he was like, well, I had a meeting this morning. And then he was like, and I had to take a power nap in the middle of the day because I was meeting with this really beautiful girl later, and I just wanted to make sure I was well rested. And I was just like, obviously me, because we're meeting right now. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, he's trying to flirt. And it was corny, but it could have been cute if I liked him already. Like, that was the thing. It wasn't cute to me because I'm like, okay, he's trying to flirt. But first of all, I don't like when people like flirt with me so obviously, but also like you're not being jokey about it because you're being kind of serious. Like, you're looking at me like this instead of just being like, yeah, I'm meeting with this really gorgeous girl later, so you know I had to rest up. And I'm thinking you could have used that time to put on a different fit, because I'm not vibing with this one. Obviously I didn't say that, but I was thinking like, took a nap. And he was like, yeah, he went on, he was like, yeah, I was up to 2 a.m. last night because I was just so nervous to meet with this beautiful gorgeous girl today, but just don't tell her I said that. And I was like, I won't tell her. But I'm like, it's because flirting is corny when you're using pickup lines like that, and it could be corny to cringe or it could be corny to cute depending on the other elements it's paired with. Since I was already feeling like he's like kind of, it was going more to the cringe side. So we kept chatting. I ended up asking like, what do you do for hobbies? Like, what are your hobbies? I saw that he takes pictures and stuff like that. He said he writes sometimes, but then he was like, well, is sleep a hobby? And he kind of laughs, and I'm like, yeah. But then also after you say that, you're supposed to say like your actual hobbies. He didn't really elaborate, but he did take pictures, but he wasn't too interested in that, because I'm like, well, did you ever think about using film? Because his pictures kind of just giving like I don't know, it just wasn't giving. Since I'm an artist, I'm more I might be more critical of the aesthetic of things. So I'm like, what do you think you want to progress with that and like use different programs or something? I don't think he was too interested. Writing, he said he does it, but he doesn't find it very good. And numbers, since he's a finance guy, or more of his art thing. And I'm like, okay. So that wasn't exciting to me. I'm like, okay. We talk. He tells me about his exes, and I'm like, okay. He said they were Virgo, so he guessed I was a Virgo, because he was like, yeah, you're probably gonna break my heart like my last two, the Virgo women I was with. I'm like, well, I'm not a Virgo, so that's not accurate. And he told me about them, why they ended. One woman said he was kind of too childish, but she was older and he was younger. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. The other one was a situationship that didn't want to take it serious. I'm like, okay. And then he gonna ask about me and my previous relationship, and I'm like, well, I was like, I've been in like one like serious relationship, and we met on Tumblr. I don't know why he took this as his end to say, oh, Tumblr? And I was like, yeah, you remember Tumblr? And he was like, yeah, I used to run a porn blog on Tumblr. I was like, huh? I was like, you used to run what? He was like, I used to run a porn blog on Tumblr. And I was like, a porn blog? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh. Out of all the Tumblr blogs you could have ran, what made you choose that one? I was like, oh, really? And he was like, yeah, I had a lot of like followers. Like it was really popular. And I was like, oh. And I was like, that's just, you used to just have like a porn blog on there? And he was like, yeah, I mean, I had a regular like personal, and I had like a fashion one, but nobody really cared about those. So the porn one had a lot of hits. I was like porn? I was like, that's kind of, he was like, well, anything could be porn. He was like, even cuddling, like something like cuddling, that can be considered porn. And I was like, no, not really. And he was like, I want to color with you. And I'm like, so we get to roast of sushi. We get some sake. We show him my art. He's like, oh, it's very good. He kind of asked me how much I make doing that. And I'm like, why you asking a girl how much money she make? I don't know. Like, all the other details are a bit irrelevant. I wasn't really attracted to him as we kept talking. Like, I wasn't initially attracted to him after seeing his fit, hearing his voice, and his like flirting style, and some of the different things he was saying to different questions I was asking. And after the day, as we're walking down the street, he's wanting to hold my hand, and I'm like, okay, so we hold hands. I'm trying to see, do I feel anything? And I'm like, no. I was like, I don't like holding hands with people that I don't really, I was like, this not it to me. Holding my hand, gonna kiss this. And I'm like, okay. And then he gonna kiss it again 2 times. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm not feeling nothing. If anything, I'm kind of feeling the irritation. He gonna kiss this, and kiss this. I said, whoa there. I said, you're moving up quite quickly. I was like, you're getting a bit close. He was like, oh, what? And I was like, you're getting a bit close to like this area, like up here. Like, you kind of getting a bit close. He was like, is it too much? I was like, yeah, it's kind of a bit much. Cause I'm like, nigga, what? You gonna kiss this and this next? You doing too much. I said, no. Continue. He's holding my hands and he's trying to do this as we go down the street. He's trying to do like a dance and make it romantic. And I'm like, this is not comfortable to me because I'm wearing these sandal shoes. It feels so clunky and stiff. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So first of all, that wasn't a match. It wasn't a match. I like him to go to my car. Like, him take me to my car, I gotta get up early. And he was like, I'll be your alarm clock. I'll send you 100 text messages. I'll call you 100 times so you can wake up. And I'm like, I'm not, no thank you. It's okay. So we keep walking and he was like, everyone was staring at you tonight because you're just so beautiful. And I was like, oh, thank you. He was just listing off different things that he liked about me, supposedly. I just wasn't, I was like, dang, this not a match to me. Like, thank you for the compliments. But this I don't think it's gonna work. At the end of all that, we finally get to my car. I was like, well, you gonna open my door like a gentleman? Because I'm like trying to like, okay, I want to get home. My car door gets open and I sit down. He's like, you gonna give me a hug? And I'm like, okay, sure. I give him a hug. And it's like, you know when boys have their arms wrapped around you and they keep looking at you like this, you know they're trying to lean in for a kiss. First of all, I moved back like this, and he tried again. I'm like, no. And he was like, I can't get a kiss? And I was like, no. And then he was like, and I was like, yeah, no. I don't want a kiss. I kind of talk like that because I don't like when things progress violently. So I'm just like, no. He was like, oh my, really? And I'm like, yeah, I don't want a kiss. And he was like he kind of had like an attitude about it. So I get in my car and he was like, you're a cruel woman. And I'm like, I'll text you when I get home. Close my door and he walk off, don't look back. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, that wasn't a good date. Like, my first date after like years, that wasn't a good starter back in the game. The next day he texted me, we should go to the farmer's market next weekend. I'm gonna hold your hand and show you off. And I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work because we don't seem like a good match. So it's best we stop it here so we don't waste each other's time. And yeah, so that was my first day back, my experience. And honestly, I think I was turned off because I'm like, he didn't even dress up for the occasion. That was something that I guess really bothered me because I put so much thought into my fit. I feel like it was kind of giving like roll out the bed and like, let's go to this date. It's like, you didn't really put no like effort into your outfit, in my opinion. It's like, it's good that we went to get sushi because it's like, oh yeah, but then when you came up with that fit, it's like, oh and then the constant like trying to kiss me and stuff, I wasn't vibing with that because I'm not trying to kiss you. I don't know you. What make you think I'm gonna kiss you right now? And also, if you felt the vibes before that point, did you really think it was giving romantic? Like, was it giving kiss to you? If it was, that's a bit delusional in my opinion, because I wasn't just all up on the guy. So I think the issue for me, online dating, is that it automatically starts you at the romantic, like, it starts you off already romantically. I like to develop some type of connection with the person without the pressure of, at the end of this, they're gonna want to kiss. At the end of this, they're gonna want to be like this. And that's not hot to me because I don't like that. I feel like it's too much pressure and too much expectation of how fast it's progressing. So I really do appreciate when there can be some type of relationship of some sort established first, of like, okay, getting to know the person without all this performative flirting, and I don't know if dating apps allow for that relationship dynamic to develop first. Because if you're on a dating app, you're wanting to be romantically or physically involved with the persons you are swiping on, and that's not necessarily how I work. I definitely need there to be, I want to know that you're a good person before we start getting active. Because I feel like whoever I interact like that, like physically, you're an extension of me. So I'm not going to want you to be an extension of me if you out here being rude to homeless people, or if you're not a good tipper, or if you're short with like the cashier, or if you get mad and you don't care about how you're treating people. Because I'm mad, I don't give a F. Or you only treat people good if they could do something for you. Because you can be amazing to me, but if I only see you interact with me because I don't know you like that, then that's where the problem lies. Because if people start, oh yeah, that's T, that's T, that's T, little yeah, and you over here acting crazy, the F, you're not a part of Tiara's alliance. No. With that being said, I don't like jumping into stuff like quickly, because I want to know how this person is in different like circumstances. Are you a performative good person, or is that true to you? That's really like who you are when you're not trying to impress anybody. Like, who are you by yourself? And that only comes with knowing that through time. And when there's a romantic pressure there is some type of way that you're acting where you're trying to impress the other person, or because you want it to progress. But if it's a friendship, there is no guarantee it's going to progress anywhere. But you can see how that person interacts when there is not a promise of physical interaction on the table, right? You can have a crush with somebody all day. That don't mean that that's going to progress to anything. I don't know, but I don't think dating apps are it for me, because it doesn't feel like a natural way to meet people. And again, there's that expectation of romance already being assumed. I'm just trying to see if we vibe. Do we vibe? Like, I don't vibe intimately. I don't vibe sincerely with a lot of people. My personality type is I can engage with a wide range of people, and I can talk about a wide range of subjects. But what do I really want to talk about? How do I really want to engage? And who is going to be the most natural fit? Even if it's for like a short period of time. But yeah, the dating apps, I don't think that I'm gonna be like I'm not saying it right now. I might get back on there just because like I said, I want to go on more dates. But I don't like the heavy, you want to kiss after this. Nigga, no, I don't know you like that. I don't want to kiss you. The vibe's not there. And with men, they always want to kiss to get something else. Kissing could never be its own activity with them. They always want to progress to the next step. Which also, that's the reason why I don't be like vibing with them like that. Because if you kiss, it's like, oh, this is just on the way to this. No, it's his own activity. It's his own thing. It's not before this. It can be, but that's not a guarantee. But I feel like with a lot of men, they don't get that. And that's what I don't like. First day back in the game, it was enough to be like, maybe I should delete the apps, because I don't know how to pick them. I don't know what I'm doing, obviously, because I thought it was gonna be something, but it wasn't none. Also, with that being said, I should be more strict about who I'm even like interacting with. If I'm not initially attracted to you, then I probably shouldn't continue this, because physical attraction is very important to me. If I'm not attracted to you, that's doing you a disservice to continue engaging with you knowing that I'm not really looking at you like that. Because if you're attracted to me and it's not both ways, that's kind of disrespectful to you to keep it up knowing that I'm not really looking at you like that. So that's one thing. I feel like I've been kind of lenient with my attraction, knowing I'm not really attracted to somebody, but like, just give them a try. Why am I giving somebody a try that I'm not excited about? Just as somebody could be excited to see me, I should have an equal feeling towards you. Because anything else other than that, like I said, it's kind of disrespectful. Like, look at you trying to go on a pity date. Why the F would you go on a pity date with somebody? That ain't doing nothing for them. They're not a charity case. They didn't ask you to do that. They're assuming that you have an equal mutual feeling towards them. So if you don't, why are you playing around? So that's another thing. It's like, stop trying to just give somebody a chance. Well, maybe it's okay once I get there. No, stop doing that. Nobody asked me for a charity date. They're assuming that you have the same feelings to them. So go out with people that you are very attracted to. So that's one thing I need to do. Follow my attraction. Be more strict about how I want the person to act. I don't know. Dating is kind of foreign to me. Because if I look at my previous dates when I was younger, I had a lot of not so good dates. Like I never had, like, the great dates are... when I was younger, I had a lot of not great dates, right? What is the issue with dating right now? I feel like one, men kind of have a type of bitterness towards women. Whether it's like they feel like they're not getting physical quick enough, or they feel like they're wasting their time and their whatever resources they feel like they have. Whereas like you're not coming into it like neutral. You're coming into it with an expectation because you feel like somebody owe you something. And I feel like one, that's very sick. Two, a lot of my friends that have been on dates or been interacting with the opposite gender romantically have a lot of not so good stories. Like it's kind of rare for them to have a great date and a person's not effing crazy. Like I have a lot of friends who have different likes. I'm like, that happened? That happened to you? That happened to you? And it's not just, oh, he cheated on me, girl. No, these men are active abusers and predators. And it's like they try to act nice at the beginning. And it's not like you going for who the F supposedly look good. Who is seeing this? It's not like you're just going for a super baller. Because people swear, oh, because you're getting the wrong, you're picking them wrong. No, they're presenting themselves like they're good, but they're actually not. Do you know how many good boys, not even nerdy, but they're supposed to be like, oh, he wouldn't do that. Yes, he would. So that's another issue with dating. It's like if these mother effers not just regular trash and like be like a cheater, like somebody who's not honest, they're actively like be abusive. And it's like, how are you supposed to pick them? You go for the supposedly good guy. He ain't driving no Hellcat SRT. He's not driving that. He doesn't appear to be an F-boy with his appearance. But look how he's acting. He's actually abusive behind closed doors. But you're not going to know that because he doesn't present himself in that way. So that's another issue. Like, I'm not trying to get caught up dangerously. And also, the attraction is something. Maybe I keep saying, maybe I just shouldn't date right now. That's when I go back to, maybe I should just focus on my career, and my art, social media. No matter if I want to have an intimate relationship. Don't think about that, girl, because obviously that's a little hard to come by these days. Don't think about that, girl. And it's like, oh, my 20s are going to be just filled with yearning and not with active participation, not with different lovers that I could look back on fondly. That's a bit disappointing. So yeah, my first date isn't very encouraging for me to look for more. Time to delete the app again. And I just don't know if there's anybody who will truly understand me. Because like, I'm an artist. That's already a very specific career choice. Because I'm not doing it for a hobby, I'm doing it for like work. It takes a certain type of person to understand what that entails through like you who can empathize with what you're doing because they may have never done that before. But also as a creative or like as an artist, it's hard to like talk to people who kind of dip their foot in it, because a lot of times when you're halfway doing it, it's not necessarily that good, but they're not invested enough to like make it better, because it's like I do it enough to tell people I do it, but they don't care about progressing it and making like taking it serious to make it good. They're just kind of doing it. So that's kind of frustrating as a creative, because it's like, man, I'm putting my all into this. And even if it's just a hobby, you don't care about like getting better, you don't care about like really getting into it, you're just playing around with it. It's like, 'cause I'm taking this junk serious. So that's another thing. So that's kind of like something I'm not necessarily attracted to, like you playing around with whatever crafts you're doing, or people not taking me serious, like, oh, that's what you're doing, but what's your day job? It's like, or people that I'm just not attracted to. Like with men, I have a very particular type of guy I'm attracted to. Zach Fox. If I have to say a celebrity crush, when he comes up, I'll listen to what he got to say. Like, what interview you got going on? Like, why are you randomly DJing in an elevator? Like, come on now. Why are you guest starring in a show like to watch? You're so silly. So I kind of like guys that are on his vibe. A very specific type of humor, a specific type of style, music taste. I like when people are like cultured but still down to earth. So how do you find that on a dating app is what I'm getting at. How do you find that on a dating app? I like when boys, let's just talk about boys, because that's what I'm talking about right now. I like when you're cultured, so you know of the world, you have some worldly preferences. Instead of like a Moscato, you like sake or soju, right? You like karaage chicken nuggets instead of, but you know, you like karaage chicken nuggets, but you also can appreciate a 4 for $4 or a $5 biggie bag from Wendy's. You can appreciate both. You're not too bougie on this side, like $5 biggie bag, who eats that? Chick-fil-A, who eats Chipotle? Like, you're not turning your nose up at the casual things, right? But you're not so far in Chipotle. I could never. Ramen, a sushi, I hate sushi, yuck. What the heck? I like when somebody like both, you know, you can appreciate both. We could go anywhere together. But also style, I like when boys, like, you put an effort into your style, like you like Japanese designers, you know what that is. Like, you put it, I like when somebody can put me on. I can't be the coolest in a relationship. You gotta be the coolest in a relationship to make me cooler, right? But how do you find that on a dating app is what I'm getting at. I don't know if what I want can be found on a dating app. And I'm not gonna actively search for a person in real life to be like, oh, I want to go on a date, who's available. No, like, I'm not invested enough to prioritize the effort of doing that. So I guess it's either gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. But currently I'm gonna give the dating apps a rest. I was only on it for like 4, maybe 5 days, and then I got a date. The date went how I just said. The person I want, I don't think he's actively on the dating apps. Like how I was on it then off, I feel like he's probably the same way. He probably got on it and he was like, man, I don't know where the girl is I'm looking for, but I don't think she on this app. He's just like me. Twin, where have you been? Like that. So I guess it's just not time for me to be in a relationship, because if it was, it would have presented itself more plainly. So I guess I'm just keep living life, and if he show up, he show up. If not, then dang, I guess I'm just destined to be single forevermore. You know, I'm trying to, like, I want somebody to kid. Yeah, I just want somebody to, like, be cute with and tell me I'm cute, because I know I'm cute, but I just like hearing it from another person. Because what is specifically cute about me? Like, what do you like? Like, what's so adorable and sexy? Like, tell me something maybe I didn't notice that could be like that. Like, just let me know. Let me talk about who I want. Of course, 6 foot and up. I like when they had that little mustache. I don't know why, but the little mustache, I kind of enjoy that. Please be stylish. I love when boys wear those little Japanese designers and they know a little about, they get crazy over the denim, right? They like that stuff. Go to a cafe, like, kind of consistently, you know? Go to the gym. Go on some nature hikes. You can have a dog, like a really nice, like, dog that you just love. You just love the dog. Have a hobby that you put effort into and that you're kind of good at, like you're good at. Is that pottery? Is it photography? Is it, like, you know, motorcycles? I don't know. What is it though? Like, have something that you put your all in and you're good at it too. Appreciate women and be a Black power activist. You know about social issues and you're always on the right side. You love to learn. You read a book every now and then, because I like to hold somebody to the standard that I'm also at. So, like, I've been reading more consistently, so he could, like, just start back reading. Like, I want him to be knowledgeable, whether that's documentaries, podcasts, books. I love, but, like, I hope we have to have the same humor. I am jokey in a very particular way, and I just hope he needs to, like, really be able to appreciate that and be very supportive, a supportive guy. Like, you know, obviously love my art, because why wouldn't you? But be actively, like, wanting to know any way you can support, you know? Have a lot of money, have a good amount of money, but generous with it. Like, I'm not saying you gotta have everything set in stone at our age, but have somewhere you're trying to be and you're actively getting there. Like, cause I'm an artist and I'm trying to pop that off. I don't know if we both need to be artists trying to pop it off, because hey, one of us need to have some of this. So if it's you because you got a good boy job and you're generous with it, I like that, because I like when people aren't stingy. Wanna always take me to new fun places. Places they're like, oh, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this. Oh, have a good voice, because I don't like icky voices. And icky can mean a multitude of things, so just have a good voice. Just a cool guy, like cool, like but chill. Like he ain't never doing too much. He ain't doing too much. Not nonchalant, but chill, you know, chill. He just be vibing. He just be vibing. Obviously smart, kind, understanding, compassionate, strong, and determined. Like, you know, all the good adjectives. So we'll see. We'll see. Until then, yeah. Look how cute I look. Look how. Let's get into this fit check. Wait, let's get into this makeup check. This hair check. I cut my own hair. I hope you can't tell too bad. I don't want to line this up and edge it up because I feel like that's going to be so harsh. So I just brush it forward. Or when I have it longer, I'll just have it curled and like do like this. Or use my little sponge. I got my eyebrows too. And they're growing back a little bit, so I really like the speckle. This top is vintage. It used to be in my mother's closet. My tattoos is on accessory. I want more ink. Oh, also he needs to have tattoos. Tattoos, a nose piercing. I really hope he does have a nose piercing, because I think nose piercings really make boys go up a few points. He has to be confident in his masculinity as well, because I hate when a boy is scared to do certain stuff because they think somebody gonna perceive it as gay, or they're scared of, like, if you know I'm not gay, then why it matter? And if you is a little gay, then why are you trying to hide it? You ain't gotta tell everybody, but why are you so scared how people perceive you? That's very unmasked to me, in my opinion, because why do you care? Here's my pants. Here's my full fit. All of these pants, I got them on Depop. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.